Hello Redditors, welcome back to Tales Against Humanity. Now, let's get started. In today's episode, phony problem. I normally do sysadmin or developer tasks, but ever so often I do a more normal support ticket style tasks. $user in this story, $me, Reddit user Twitfingers, the local site's IT manager is not present, and I cover for him throughout the day. His phone ring and I answer. $me, Twitfingers here. IT manager not present. $user? Jokingly, if I knew he wasn't available, I would have created a support ticket. Jokingly, my computer acts up. I can't open mail, only select multiple of them. Other programs act up too. Haven't gotten anything done for an hour. $me, internally sighing sure, but $user's desk is meters away from mine with a few walls in between. Might as well see what the problem is. Internally sighing $me steps into $user's office and can immediately see the problem. $user makes space for me to troubleshoot, and while doing so removing a phone from the keyboard's control button. $me, problem solved. Internally facepalming so loud even $user can hear it. Story 2. Just put me through to the MD. No. Okay, so this tech support adjacent. In the 1990s, I worked for a software house that sold licenses and consultancy services for a niche database. At this time, I was the senior dev in the company. Mobile phones weren't really a big thing. Coming back into the office one day, wandering past the reception desk, I see the receptionist looking flustered on the phone and she motions me over to her. There's a guy on the phone, wanting to speak to the MD and isn't taking no for an answer. I say to her to put him through to me and make a dash for my desk. People involved. Me, an entitled salesperson. Me? Hi, Backwist boy speaking. How may I help you? Yeah, put me through to the MD please. Your stupid receptionist wouldn't do it. Me? Okay, you're going to have to give me more info on the nature of the call. Look, this is an important business opportunity I need to discuss with MD name. So you please put me through. Me? No, you're still going to have to give me a bit more on what this is about. This a private business matter between him and I. Just put me through. Me? Without more information on what you want to discuss, I can take your name and number and ask him to call you back. This is crucial. I speak to MD name. Right now? Put me through now. Me? Give me your name and number, and I'll ask him to call you back. I can't believe this. In all my years of business, if ever I've contacted companies to speak to important people, I've always been put through. Why is it so hard for you to understand that and just put me through? Me? So you're telling me, if you called Microsoft and asked to speak to Bill Gates, they put you through, no questions asked? I think not. I won't be happening here either. Right, well, I'll just call back later. Me? And I won't put you through later. This it is. Me? Bye. Click. He didn't call back. Story 3. Riddle me this. How do you check the status lights on a computer when you don't know where it is? Today, I got a ticket about a user who was unable to connect to her remote working station through MSDSC. In the ticket, the user specified that she knew where the machine was physically and had checked that it was turned on. I thought, good, the basics are already covered. I connect to her laptop, check the IP she's trying to reach, try and reach it from the client server, no dice either. After a few more tests, I conclude that the machine must be offline, probably an Ethernet cable that's disconnected. Here's how this part of the exchange went. $me, okay, I think the machine might be disconnected. We're going to check $client. I checked already, it's connected. $me, can you locate the Ethernet cable and check if there are lights on or blinking right where the cable goes into the computer? $client, yes, it's lighting up. $me, okay, let's try unplugging or plugging the cable. Again, $client, talking to someone else. Do you know where the computer is? I can't find it. At this point, I'm a bit miffed, but I find it in me not to ask how she just checked the status of the lights if she doesn't know where the lights are. $me, no problem. I'll give you a second to find it. $client, I can't find it. There's tons of stuff in here. If I unplug the wrong thing, I'll turn everything off. $me, don't unplug anything then. I think your computer is simply turned off. You just need to turn it on. After a few more minutes of huffing and puffing, she found the computer, turned it on, and, oh miracle, she was able to connect to it. Story 4. Carefully document your code. Back in the 1990s, I worked for a software house that had a software system that in its generic form wouldn't do a great deal. but with a little customization could do a great deal. The old school term for it would be COTS. So, one day, I'm at an existing client demoing a whole series of new features added to the base product, plus some new enhancements and bug fixes just for them. This client, for reasons I can't explain here, had a 200-seat auditorium in their head office, and that was the only room available, so we used that. Imagine, me stood at the lectern front and center, plus about 6 or 7, or the functional team users sat in a small group of the 200 available seats. There is also a huge projector screen behind me, approximately 6 × 3 meters in size. The demo is going well, walking them through the new features, but during the demo, I noticed something not quite right and make a mental note to investigate it later. During a coffee break, I take a look at the code that I guessed was the problem and spotted the problem, but noted that there was a comment link that it had specifically been added. So I went to the top of the code to review the comments as to why. This done, remember, I'm still projecting my screen onto the huge projector screen behind me. At the top of the code block was quite a frank character assassination by one developer of one of another on why they'd coded something in the way they did. Think plenty of 4-letter words, questioning his skills, etc. Whilst reading this, I suddenly realize all chatter in front of me has stopped and it's all gone a bit quiet. I look up to see everyone looking up at the screen, reading what I was also reading. I quickly closed the code and restarted the demo without even mentioning what I knew they'd seen. The demo finished without further hiccup. In the end, we wrote a routine that would scan through the entire codebase and look for offensive language for us to review to remove manually. Scarily, this wasn't the only or worst case. Edit 1, adjust wording to make more sense. Edit 2, comment was on the lines of Dev 1, was a complete C*** T to do the calculation. In this way, it makes no sense. Dev 2,